Hello and welcome to our podcast, The Blossoming Unity. We are Dennis and Nicole, and we are here to introduce you into the conversation about different spiritual perceptions, techniques, and methodologies in order for you to have inspiration for your day-to-day life. Hello and welcome. I hope the weather is beautiful no matter where you are. Let's have fun
Hello,
with it.
everyone. I hope the sun is shining in your heart so you don't have to care about the weather.
Yes. Don't be a product of your environment.
No, don't. Really, it doesn't make sense. I did that like years ago, and then all of a sudden I was like, why am I caring about the weather so much? Like that really, like how stupid is that to really get your well-being out of the outside weather? That makes no sense.
And almost like anything outside you. I mean, you could put that to anything.
Yes, but I
It's
was
like the person cut you off on the road, right?
oh, I
And you're
still
just like, oh, I just want to run them over.
oh yeah, I still had
Why does that cause such a reaction?
oh, like like I was driving to south of France last week, and here in Europe we have different countries, and in different countries they have like they drive differently.
Yeah.
So in Italy they're amazing drivers, like amazing. They always go away when I want to go. But not in Switzerland. Yeah, I love drive fights. Like I'm like, why are you so unconcentrated? Like, what's wrong with you? Go away.
I've spoken with a lot of people when it comes to driving, and a lot of people go into autopilot when they drive rather than being present as they drive. And that is very unsafe.
Yeah. I said to Bettina, I said, like, I think probably I'm having another incarnation somewhere in the galaxies, outer space. And I'm driving spaceships, and they're so much faster than cars because cars are so slow. That's why I love, like, in Italy, you can drive like 200 kilometers per hour and nobody cares,
Mm.
which is like 100 and I don't know, 50 miles per hour. And my car can do that. I love my car. My Mercedes and me, we're like, so I said to her, like, this is the tempo I really like. Now we're moving, like, but it's not good. I can't. I would need a helicopter or something.
As long as you're present, that's all that matters.
I am. That's
See,
why I'm able to drive fast.
when I talk to a lot of people, they're like, I get all my thinking done when I drive. And it's like, no, you're saying that as an excuse. I'll tell you what the excuse is, okay? You don't want to have to deal with the anxiety of having the responsibility of having a major motor vehicle in your hands and having to be responsible of whatever happens for you having that motor vehicle in your hands. So you do a bunch of thinking and you drive on autopilot because you don't like the stress and anxiety and the responsibility of playing it out. Now, when you become present, that anxiety may erase a little bit, not always, but it may. But then there's an empowerment there. You're no longer being blinded. You can see things happen and you can enjoy the full experience of driving. And you can really do that with just about anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's shadow work,
Yeah.
more or less. Like,
Yeah, it's a great shadow work prompt. Start off in a small neighborhood, preferably where there's no children. So actually don't go to a neighborhood if you're learning to drive present.
actually drive on the highway. Present.
Go in a parking lot and just practice driving present in a parking lot. See how you feel. See how it makes you feel. See how your body reacts and how your mind reacts to your driving.
Yeah, I mean, for most societies nowadays, it's what you get taught. You get taught to not feel what there is. You get taught to not be present. You get taught to not, like, to ignore the weaknesses and all that parts. Like you learn that in school, like even before you go to school. And so I think it's like driving is just like one simple little part of people not being present. It's that.
And you notice how, like, some of the most, if we're going to say, like, traditionally understood successful, We're not talking about, your own individual understanding of being successful, but we're
No,
saying,
having a ton of money successful. You mean that?
yeah, multiple companies, they find out what their weaknesses are and then find people who can do those things.
Yeah.
So you got to know what your weaknesses are, because if you're going to keep beating the same, dead horse, you're not going to get anywhere. If, you're just not naturally good at dancing, you enjoy it, but it's probably not something you're going to do as a profession, right? So it's continuously going. And then if you try to build particular things, you want to find out where your weaknesses are. Your weaknesses could be emails. I'll be honest, my weakness is emails. I don't want to learn how to be good at emails. I don't want to be good at emails. I cannot stand emails. I don't like texting. I don't like written word. Not a big fan whatsoever. And the funny thing is, I'm a writer. I'm really great with words, but I just don't like writing. And I rather hire somebody to do that for me, because it's too much for me. I wouldn't say it's too much for me, but it's a bore. It's such a bore. It's a major bore.
And that's really interesting, because there is a masculine part to that and a feminine part to that. And the masculine part to that is like, for a man, it's pretty normal to hire someone for doing things they don't like even like cleaning or I don't know, cooking, or like men are used to hire people for things they just don't want to do. And as a woman, the narrative is a completely different one. If you want to hire people for you to do something that you don't want to do, as a woman, you need to fight through the whole narrative that you have to be capable to do everything. It's very strange. It's a very strange narrative. Like when I said I have someone that is doing my finances, people are like, what? Like, you're not doing that on your own? Or like, I don't have time for cleaning. Like, my physical body doesn't like cleaning. It's too hard. Like, I really don't like it. But I just don't see, why should I be cleaning? Like, I have other things to do. Yeah. Like, I'm just like, why should I spend my time with that? And then people are like, but I mean, it's your house. Yeah, I know. But when a man says that, like, I have someone that cleans my house, everybody's like, yeah, that makes sense. It's very interesting.
Well, it would be like a social thing, right? It'd be like, oh, well, you have enough money to be able to pay for that. You have enough money to pay somebody to do that for you. So it's almost like a social thing as well.
Even if you don't have enough money, for people, it's normal that men give things away that are like a pain in the ass. And for women, it's like you really should be able to work around the restriction, the block. It's really interesting. Mm-hmm. I see that like in a lot of like, I have a lot of entrepreneurs around me, people that have their own companies, and it's very interesting to see like how men and how women, like, what's the blockages that they have to go through in order to get to that point, to that, entrepreneurial mindset. Because right. You're a solopreneur as long as you think you have to do everything on your own, and you get a business person or an entrepreneur, and the moment you understand you cannot do everything on your own.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
In Kundalini Yoga, we call it the executive mindset.
That's life. You can't do everything alone.
I cannot.
So, with the understanding your weaknesses, if you understand that it's a weakness of yours, like for me, emails, I still work with it. I still do them. I still make myself do them because I have to. But instead of looking at it as a horrible thing, I've now turned it into a spiritual practice where I'm more present with it. I make it more of a part of my schedule to go and check on the emails. I've turned it into something that I brought more into my awareness. So when that point comes, when I want to hire somebody, because that feeling will never go away, that's going to be it. It'll be a secretary, handle the emails. That's all you got to do. Great job. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah. Yeah, but therefore you need structure. You need the structure of like, how can she book your calendar? Like there needs, then you need to manage someone. Like, you know, you need to manage your emails now, but then you need to manage someone. Like,
Oh, I'd rather manage someone than manage
I
email.
know. Yeah, me too. I hate like in the meantime, the only time I like to sit on my computer are like when I do podcasts or like create content.
Mm.
But other than that, I barely like can sit on computers anymore. Like I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy creating websites, and I don't enjoy creating, like, I love writing, but I only love writing on a laptop, which is really strange,
Mm.
or on my mobile phone in the notes. I really like that. So I found ways to maneuver myself around, you know, to manage myself, basically.
Mm.
And I found, for example, I found out like the book that I'm writing, um, The Game Plan of Human Existence, where it's all about like how to work with resonances, with shadows, like how to like access those informations that are stored in your physical body in order to transform them. I found out I cannot write that book at home here. I cannot. I can write articles, but only in my bed, which is really strange. Then I
Mm.
have to sit with my laptop in my bed and I write an article that works perfectly fine. But I cannot write an article here on the computer. I cannot. It's impossible. But and with the book, I cannot write it here in the house. I have to go outside. So I'm going to like a cafe now that I can go again.
Mm.
So like sometimes certain things, like, or for example, I cannot do emails on my computer, but I can do it on my mobile phone.
Yeah, I did notice a big difference with doing emails. They are much more likely to get done faster when I'm in the pursuit of going out and doing something.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, you have to figure, like, you know, because of the school system in the West, people are like used to think that certain things can only be done in a certain way.
Mm.
Like emails, or like homework, or like when I have to read contracts and I have to work on contracts. I, for example, know I have to print it out and work it through with pen and paper and then put it into the document. I cannot work on the computer on the document. It's not possible. And I know it's not smart to print out things, but I know how I function and I know what type of music I have to listen to. And I know I have to have it in my ears. I have to wear earphones, and then I have to listen to piano music, and then I can do such things. But I
Mm.
cannot do those things sitting on a computer listening to mantras. It's not possible. It won't happen. It's like, and those strange, like those behaviors, like, don't limit yourself. Like, even people are like, you should not work in bed. Why? Like, I do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's different when you have like an online business, you know. I mean, I know yours is more structured towards not just being online, but a lot of it is online and it's kind of all over the place, right? So you have the actual thing,
Chaos.
the online thing, the other things. So for me, it's all online. So my mobile phone, I take care of everything right then and there. I mean, even if I was going to jump on a Zoom call, that's the beautiful thing about Zoom. I love how this just turned into like business and us talking about
Isn't it? It's so strange. Love it.
to be able to, well, that's a big thing is I do see a lot of people wanting to get into business, but they're holding on to that guilt of, well, I don't know if I should charge people. I don't know if I should do this. I feel guilty for charging people, giving my services. It's like, well, look at it this way. Do you think that person's going to come to you if you weren't charging something? They're going to come because you're charging, first of all, and because they've invested, they're going to want to stay and listen to what you have to say. And because of the vibration that you're holding in that trust, you're building trust, you're building a relationship, and you're building a new energy that the transaction can be different. So they provide the money, you provide the service. It's a beautiful transaction. It's like when you take the in breath and you breathe out. There's a transaction always. But yeah, I love talking everything business. Things have really changed. I didn't like talking business whatsoever in any shape or form. That was some shadow work I had to do big time. I thought money was evil. I thought it was the devil. I thought it was the root of all evil. There's no way money can ever be to me. And anytime that money would come to me, I would sit around, I'd blow it as fast as I possibly can, because all the fears of holding on to that money or holding on to any type of abundance or any type of materialistic wealth, I would feel like I needed to just let it go, because the anxiety of losing it or having to hold on to it because of this deep engraved belief of money was evil. I had to throw the money away, just like get it out of my hands, get it, go, 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 go. Money, my pockets would turn really hot, and it's just like throw all the money. So when you're able to recognize that, then you're able to build a business in a more natural and less attached way. Because now the business, there's no, if we'll just say it like this, if I had built a business from the point where I still held on to that belief that money was evil, that means my business is evil, because that business is generating income, it's generating wealth, it's generating money coming in. So I'm inviting evil into my business. So until I decided to start a business, I had to get with that. I had to sit down with that. Like, why is it that I believe that money's the root of all? Well, it's not only something that you hear all the time when you're growing up in, particular religions. I'm not going to throw them out there and under the bus, but for it being said after generation, it's now intertwined with the families. It's just something that's almost built into the cellular DNA, depending on, the gene pool you come from. So sitting down with it and recognizing, like, why do I have such this feeling, and seeing the tendencies of whenever money would come in, how I would interact with it, or interact with people who had money, or interact with people that I thought had a lot of money or had a little money, and all the different things that I was able to witness and bring into awareness and then space, and then make the decision for myself. Now my decisions weren't being made by a pattern. My decisions were being made from a spaciousness of my own decision. And that was more of the masculine energy of being like, nope, this is how it's going to be. No one else's decision on how I view money is going to be my view. It's going to be my view and how I feel and how it's coming from the spaciousness within me. So once that was all established and taken care of, then the establishing of the business started happening. Then it was, okay, now it's more effortless. The trust is there. I trust in the business. I trust in the money coming in through the business. I trust the people that are coming in through the interactions just started being more effortless. It wasn't no longer, oh, what if I don't get enough? What if a client doesn't reach out? What if all of these different fears that would come up? Now you're coming from a place where it's like, wow, any client is amazing to have. Any person doing a service is amazing to have. It's so open and light. There's no longer this stress that kind of weighs on you from the belief that I had that money was evil. Oh, the evil's trying to get me. So interacting with the business from those beliefs and being able to recognize, okay, these are beliefs that are not true for me. And you know what? I need to be able to allow this source to flow, because that's what it is. It's a currency. It's a current. It's supposed to flow. And the ins and outs of the business, the building, the different, we go to LLCs, C Corp, all the different avenues that you can go into it. But ultimately, you'll know exactly what you need to do once you're able to recognize, what is the beliefs that I've been holding on to that's, one, stopping me from making this business? Is it something that's related to money? Is it something that's related to something that I just don't feel good enough, that I don't feel worthy enough? Get with that, understand that, then start being able to build the foundation of the business. Because if the foundation isn't sturdy and strong in integrity and in truth, it will fall every single time, just like Rome did. Okay, I'm done. I don't know where that came from. The Rome part was like,
Yeah.
that it was word vomit.
That's fun. For me, like I am having two businesses. So I'm having my own healing practice where I work as a trauma therapist.
Mm.
And it's really interesting. Most of my clients are from Switzerland now and are one-to-one clients, like in my practice.
Mm.
But a year ago or 2 years ago, I had many international clients before, like in the beginning of the pandemic. But
Mm.
that stopped almost. Like I have some international clients, but not like, at the time it was like I had 80% international clients and like 20 Switzerland. And now it's like vice versa. Like
Mm.
it's really strange.
I love having both sides. I love having the American and having international. I love being able to see the difference in cultures and the energies and
Yeah.
everything that comes with it.
Yeah.
It is quite unique. It's so beautiful. It's such an honor.
And for me, it was like, I know in trauma therapy, I'm quite expensive for people, like because they have to pay that on their own. And here in Switzerland, that's no problem. It's like,
Mm.
and there is a lot of international clients where it's no problem whatsoever. They're like, yeah, of course, I'm going to pay that. But yeah, that changed. And with that change, what's really interesting is like, I'm always asking myself, like, what should my service be? Like, as a solopreneur, like, as someone that has a little company.
Mm.
I don't know how it is with you, but I always ask myself, like, is this the service that I want to offer? Like, does it really serve what I want to speak about? Like, do I really believe in what I do? Like, I know I could, for example, I could do tarot readings. Like, I have 1,500 tarot decks. I did tarot since I'm like that little. I could do crystal transmissions. I could do, I don't know, I could do 100 things, but the thing is, I could do past life regressions. But does it really serve the purpose of my life?
Mm.
Or does it only serve the money? And that for me is a very, like, that question, I always have that question again and again and again, like over and over again.
Let me ask you this question,
Yeah.
because this is something that I did come with in the beginning when I was establishing what it is that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
It was, is it helping people? Does that serve my purpose? There we go.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom.
But I
It
mean,
was, whatever the price is, that's you and your clients. You can communicate however you want to with that, whatever service that you provide, and your history, your track record, the amount of people that you've worked with. Someone who's worked with thousands of clients, which you have, compared to someone who's worked with 200 clients, is obviously going to have more, to offer, more experience, more knowledge, more, and, you got to look at, okay, is this person going within themselves, finding these answers, finding these truths? Is this person, there's a lot that goes into it. So the biggest thing was, does it help people? Yes. Okay. Doing past life regression, doing distant Reiki healings, doing the one-on-one
I
guidance, all of it. Oh, it does. Oh, and what am I here for?
you know, like I have my own healing technology. It's called Anamaya Healing Technologies, and it's distance energy healing, and it's better than Reiki and everything because it's with the new energies. I never do it again. It's so stupid because I'm like, yeah, been there, done that. Check. And that's really a problem when you're having your own company. And the same with Ellie Vision, where this my essence, my pure talent is to download things from the universe. Like that's what I do. I download ideas and then I'm doing those ideas. But then like the maintaining of the thing is like it's not really mine. So I probably should like have distance energy healing. I should do past life regressions. Like I'm big in past life. I've seen so many past life regressions where I'm like, yeah, but you cannot do it like that. This is just not like done properly, like technically properly, to open timelines, close timelines, elevate the timeline and get everything in. Like, but yeah. So I think that is really that for me is really a difficult part to maneuver the services.
Mm.
I think it's
So for my site, I offer the distant Reiki. There's two different versions that you can get. You can do the hour long or the 30-minute. The Tarot Oracle, which is a full in-depth reading. I do the past life regression, which is 2 hours long. I'm certified, and it is, breaking down. It's I actually had to create myself as a separate employee to only handle the past life regressions, because that's coming from a more
I know what you mean.
clinical. It's more clinical. It's
Yeah.
more, so that's in another area. And then I have Unity Guidance, and Unity Guidance is a combination of tarot readings, distant Reiki readings, just guidance in general. It's a combination of you don't know what the hell you're going to get. So that service, someone walks in, I just want Reiki. I have a particular place that I need this energy sent to me. Okay,
Easy.
perfect. You're going through a particular cycle. You're not understanding. You're kind of, not understanding the cycle. Oh, get a tarot and oracle reading. Perfect. You don't know what the hell you want. Okay, Unity Guidance. Come on over. We'll see what you need right now. Oh, you want to go into past lifetimes and heal traumas and figure out what's going on in this past life regression. So it's all there. Whatever it is, it's I will say what you're feeling now, I did feel before. It's like, well, I've done this. Why do I keep doing? Well, you can always add more. You don't need to stop doing it. Just because one day you don't feel like doing it, that doesn't mean tomorrow when you do it for somebody that igniting doesn't come
The
again.
thing is, I love doing it for somebody. I just would love to have just one thing, like it's called one-to-one sessions, and you just book with me, and then we do whatever we do. But people are that's what I would love.
What?
That's what I would like to do, but it's not working like that. Nobody works like that. The point is, I am like that. I look at someone, I like the vibration, I book one,
I'm
and
the same
I
way.
don't care what's the name of the thing.
Right.
I
I'm
really
the same way.
don't. I like to have the option between a little bit cheaper version and a little bit more expensive version. I love those two. And
Right.
I have that. But that's how I function.
That's how we connected. That's how you booked a session with me, and we sat there and we were like, yo.
Back again.
Oh.
Yeah. I just thought I want to check out this guy. I really like him, and I like the vibration, so I want to see what's it about. And we had this session, and it's I remember you saying your energy is very calm.
Yeah, I had chills the whole time. I can always tell recognition within people's energies whenever I meet them off rip. As soon as I meet them, I know.
Yeah.
I don't really speak on that gift too much, but it's one of them. And I just know. I was like, yeah, we'll be doing work.
We're back here. We're doing it again.
No.
Yeah. And that's how I function. So I'm oh, why do I have to, how do I even put, for me, how do I even put that in my Insta bio? It's so complicated for me. Do I write?
I don't have that in mind.
I know.
All I have is I have a quote.
You're a TikTok star. I'm not.
Oh. Well, it looks like we need to start getting into some Google ads, some Facebook ads. Run some Facebook and Google ads for you. And run some Instagram ads.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You can run your business through Instagram and Google.
I know. I'm just not.
Of course, you're just not doing it.
And that's what I need help for. For example, it's the same with Bettina. She looked at me. She's like, "You need to put out some videos," and I was like, "I know." She's like, "You're saying really smart things from time to time, so we should put that out." And I say, "I know," but I don't know what is smart. What I'm saying, I don't know. I'm just speaking. I'm stupid. I'm like a nerd. You have to imagine me. There are the nerds, the tech nerds, that are programming computers. I'm like that, but in spirituality. I studied this shit. I studied religions. I studied every spiritual concept. But I went deep down into the rabbit hole. Like
Mm.
some people are like, oh yeah, there's Buddhism. Then they're looking down the rabbit hole and they're like, oh, and you know who's down there? Me.
Mm.
You know who's down in the shithole and like trying to analyze everything? C'est moi. And then I'm coming up and then I'm like, oh yeah, there's energy healing. And then I want to know everything about energy healing. And so I'm a nerd. I don't know what people don't know. I don't know what they want to know. I don't know what helps them. I just know one thing is we like I could speak about aliens and about other lives and other galaxies, and like I download all these things, but I know people do not support that very well, so I don't do it. But when I do it, people are like, oh my god, that was so good. I want to have more of that. Like I can channel star seeds. I like, but does that help anyone? No. And then I'm speaking about the boring stuff like you need to have a relationship to your physical body. That's what I do.
Well,
Well,
okay, you made a great point. Does that stuff, help anyone? Well, you could also write books like that as well.
I know I do.
You don't know. Literature can help someone in ways that you don't understand.
Yeah, I know.
Will it help them transform? I don't know. But
Of course not.
being able to put things out there to be able to help, there's resonance within the words that speak.
I know when I speak about star seeds and about my parallel incarnations and other galaxies and all of that, I know for a lot of people there's a lot of peace within that because they have that feeling that there's something going on, and they're like thinking they're crazy. And when I say, no, you're not crazy, they're like, oh my God, I'm not, which is so cool. I know all of that, but when you look at humanity at large at the moment, the major biggest problem is that you have to feel it to heal it, and nobody uses the right technologies for that. Like people don't have the technology yet. Like there's some like really good let's say some EMDR therapists which are really good, but most of them are not spiritual, so like that's difficult. It's just for PTSD, that's what it looks like. So what I do is like I just know that the moment you understand the vessel that you're in there, like our physical body has 84 facets of the mind, and each 84 of those facets of the mind are portals to a whole mystery school teaching. Each chakra, each of the 114 chakras are an own portal to a mystery school teaching. Like the whole Buddhism is about one of the chakras. Like
Just one.
it's one. Like, and that's that's the biggest religion. Like it's Christianism. That's one chakra. Lovely, like amazing, like but the sheer amount of possibilities that that are there for people, like when you break it down, you have to have a relationship with your body. You have to, you cannot overrule the physical body anymore. It's not how it works, and it's especially not how it works in the future. When we're going into the metaverse, when we're having children that are only working in this virtual reality, and we cannot teach them how the physical body works. We cannot teach them that everything you have in there is 1 million times bigger than everything every AI will ever be able to capture. The knowledge you're holding in the body is the sheer amount of knowledge that we have. People don't understand the magic of the physical body. But therefore you need a relationship, and you need technology, you need the techniques to access it. Every time, why do you know why I stopped energy healing? Because every time someone is in pain, that's a resonance. Your body wants to tell you something. And when I send you healing energy, it works because I can do it, but it's not serving the purpose that you see. What's the resonance behind it? Are you ready for that? Probably not. But will it help you when I take it away from you? No, it's not helping you to evolve. And that's my problem. Like, having all this knowledge, having all those techniques, but understanding like that the essence for humanity at the moment is to start to feel it, to heal it. And in order for that, you need to have a relationship with your body. That's like fucked up. And that's why I have like one-to-one sessions.
So what I've noticed is, with recognizing that you're not the body, and recognizing that you're not the mind, the relationship that you get to have with the body becomes a change as well. Then it actually starts becoming more important, because now you're looking at it as not just like, oh, it's just this thing that I am, so I'm going to just keep disrespecting it.
Yeah.
Now, when you recognize it's not you and it's working with you, then the relationship with the body can change.
Yeah.
But you have to have that awareness, we can all day for the next like 5 days, we can sit here and post a podcast. We can post 12 podcasts a day. It's just saying physical body, physical body, physical body. And until someone's ready to resonate with that, and they really get with the fact that they need to be taking deep breaths and recognizing that they're not this body, they're not this mind, but they're beautiful tools that they get to use, they're going to keep going, no, Nicole, no.
I know.
I will not do it.
I know. That's why it's so, like, for me, most of my online clients, my international clients are all healers. Because I can offer, like, most therapists and healers, they have not someone that is like really challenging them or like giving some new knowledge, some new aspects. And most of my clients are like healers and therapists, which are really, really good already in their field. But then they're working with me. They're like, oh yeah, that aspect I haven't and then they integrate that, and then it moves on because they already are at that point. They already started doing that, and they just need someone that is like holding space in a different form, or that is a fucking nerd and knows shit about other things that nobody knows and nobody needs to know also. Like, why would you talk to a tech nerd as a normal person about programming? Nobody needs that. Like,
you won't understand the language.
Yeah.
Like someone who's like highly advanced in tech and they're speaking tech, someone who knows not shit about tech, they're not going to understand a single thing.
No, they don't. And that's the point. That's why I speak about the things I think people understand, which is the physical body, but that's probably even wrong. Like,
the body's way more complex. This is a very complicated machine, Nicole. It's so complicated. It's very complex. It's one of the most complex machines on this planet.
It's the only complex machine.
So it takes some work of being able to recognize.
I can teach you. Like, that's the point. Like, I teach my clients how to do it. Like, I teach how this works. Like, my clients, they work with me for like 3 months, and then they're coming in with 3 panic attacks a week. And after 2 weeks, they're having no panic attacks, no anxiety anymore, because we work through that. And then I teach them how to react when it happens again. Like, I teach them everything I know when it comes to the relationship, the technology with the physical body. And I think it's really important. I think, yeah. But again, I have no clue what I'm doing. I'm offering services I should not be offering, and I am not offering the services I should probably. So add more.
What services are you offering? You said you just want the one-to-one.
That's
right?
What I offer.
That's all we're gonna do. So do you have it in description? Do you have it in the description exactly everything that you do?
No, I'm just writing one-to-one session. I wrote that. I was like, yeah, fucking. I really got annoyed. I was like, oh, what should I do? And then I'm like, Oh yeah, it's a one-to-one session. Let's write that. Okay.
I'll give you a session, okay? I'll give you a session.
I don't want.
There needs some help.
Yeah, probably. It's always easier to like from someone from the outside. Like I have this friend Layla. She's also like she's like Nicole. Like, do you offer the past life regressions? I was like, no. Like, why would I? She's like, you have to offer that. Like, why are you not offering that? Like, I don't know. I, I think it's strange. I think my thing is I don't want to I don't want to be too spiritual.
Mm.
But
Yeah, I'm all the way in there.
but I'm like I am spiritual, very much so. Like probably the most spiritual in the room. So I should.
It's recognizing that spirituality and the material world isn't different. It's the physical body is your connection to the physical reality.
I know. I know all of that. It's just like, you know, in the, oh, in the United States, the openness to spiritual things is so much bigger than here in Europe, especially in Switzerland. Like when I meet people that I'm like that I know from my past, from school or something, they're like, "So you're spiritual now?" It's like, well, I always was, but yeah, I'm doing it as a job. But so you're not Catholic anymore? Yes, I still am. Like I'm still in church and I don't mind. Yeah, yeah. Oh, so but what do you do? Like I'm doing trauma therapy. Yeah, but I have no trauma. Yeah, everybody has trauma. Like, what are you talking about? Just because you don't feel it, that doesn't mean it's not there. Like, so I'm
their trauma comes up when they're when they're driving down the road
yeah,
and someone cuts
being
them
not
off.
concentrated. That was fun. Yeah, so I'm giving them some resonances when I want to drive faster than they are driving. And then they're like, and I'm like,
you're just sending the Saturn. Wow. I think that was great. I hope some great. How are you feeling about this? You feel good?
I think it was so much fun.
Yes, I think we had a lot of fun.
Yeah. We had a fun conversation about business and my
Yeah.
incapability of putting my services out.
Well, let's hope we get some emails or we get some some comments and some people reaching out who can help you with that if they're very into that field and maybe can open your mind. I love networking. I love communicating with people who think completely different than me and perspectives, and their reality is totally different than my reality. And I love hearing everybody out and their 2 cents. So you never know what this could bring.
So help the nerd.
Well, it's vulnerability, and vulnerability is strength. The more vulnerable, the more sensitive that you're able to be, the more you're able to feel everything, and you know what's right and what's going to go right.
Totally. Okay, you guys, thanks for listening and have a great day.
Yes, love you.
Bye.
Bye.